air in South Asia is very tight with fright, and the fright is that one of these days ceasefire is going to collapse.
If on one side you want peace, then why are you doing that, matching your capabilities?
Now they are trying to come from all directions. Subconventional warfare was already going on inside Pakistan.
China of complicity, when you accuse Americans of complicity, you're also talking about their influence.
Assalamu alaikum viewers, news from war front is somewhat encouraging, somewhat. That's my qualifier. Number one, the ceasefire is holding and holding well. DGMOs are talking to each other regularly, and they are reaffirming their commitment to hold their guns. The other small baby step kind of good news is that India opened the Wagah border to allow passage for the perishable goods that are coming via Pakistani territory from Afghanistan. But that's where the good news ends, unfortunately. India is bent upon aggravating the situation. Both countries are now locked in a stiff diplomatic battle. India has sent out emissaries to important world capitals and important regions of the world. And I wonder what the talking point includes. Well, I don't have to wonder. I can tell you they are going to give them the same narrative that Narendra Modi has been trying to give via the media, which is Pakistan is using nuclear blackmail. It is the hub of terrorism. And Pahalgam essentially was an assault on Indian sovereignty. And India's reaction to that assault was really in self-defense, Article 51 of the United Nations Charter. Pakistan, of course, will bring out through its own emissaries the important point about Pahalgam not being investigated at all. Pakistan's offer of open and transparent investigation, echoed by some important world capitals, also fell on stony ground. That's the point Pakistan will make. And the fact that when India tried to go beyond the red line, Pakistan retaliated and gave it a bloody nose. So while the ceasefire is holding and the one corridor kind of opened up briefly, the air in South Asia is very tight with fright, and the fright is that one of these days ceasefire is going to collapse and it will again go back to the abnormal that India started.
Now, not so good news, and that is purchase of more weapons. India's Defence Acquisition Council has just approved it, roughly 4 billion rupees of different weapons, which includes BrahMos, Scalp cruise missiles, ammunition, drones, air defense system, and other rockets as well. Why the Indians keep doing that, increasing their defense spendings, not only at home but abroad as well. So I would specifically like to talk about this Scalp missile, which can be, a Rafale can be equipped with that missile. So if that missile is launched, it can travel up to 240 kilometers, matching somewhat our missile, Chinese missile, PL-15 missiles range. So they're trying to measure up to Pakistan's Air Force as well. So that's, if on one side you want peace, then why are you doing that, matching your capabilities? And the second thing is that the capability of this missile is to target command control centers. It can go through bunkers, it can destroy command and control centers, and it can be guided by a terrain built software, and the Americans have come up with this software. So this missile is being built by Britain, France, and Americans as well. So I wish people who are closely watching South Asian situation should also tell India not to do that and probably veto these sorts of purchases.
Very tall order because defense purchases are very dear to the ones who manufacture defense equipment and they make big monies sending these weapons of mass chaos and conflict across the globe. India, however, will not relent. Faisal talked about the preparation on the conventional war side. Let me also tell you that the subconventional war is already on. If you look at news of the last 36 hours, very disturbing news. Second Lieutenant of Pakistan Army was kidnapped and his video was released, supposedly by TTP. Another member of the FC force was kidnapped. Then there was an attack in Qila Abdullah's Bazaar, right adjacent to the fort. 4 people were killed, 11 were injured. Then you had a report of an attempted attack on the army convoy in Waziristan. There was a target killing in Badin, in which Jamaat al-Dawa representative was killed, and Barkhadat, who honestly needs to be officially hired by RAW or Ministry of External Affairs to be the spokesperson, really tweeted on it as if this was her own doing, and you could, if you read the tweet, you could actually sense the this great delight that she was taking in breaking the news that this guy was killed. And obviously for Barkhadat, everyone with a beard is a terrorist. So this guy was assassinated. There were new accounts that have come up that talk about Free Balochistan. They have issued an insignia of the so-called Free Balochistan government, and I'm told that nearly 500 new accounts are going to be operating on this front. You also have other assassination attacks on members of Peace Committee, and all of that is happening on the western or northwestern border. So you can see that the subconventional war is being launched from the north and the northwestern border, whereas the conventional buildup is taking place on the eastern side of it. And on top of it, there is this narrative that India is trying to build through its diplomatic offensive, that Pakistan is using nuclear blackmail. That is where the danger lies, because now they are trying to come from all directions. Conventional warfare was already going on inside Pakistan, but the big change is that now it has become part and parcel of the conventional war, which is going to be fought under the nuclear threshold or nuclear hangover. That's what the Indians have changed in South Asian engagement. So it's not just any conflict anymore. It is part of a, I would say, 3D war that they want to fight against Pakistan. And ceasefire against the backdrop of these developments looks like a very fragile one.
Well, reports coming out of India, they first somewhat accused US of complicity when they said that we had been keeping the Americans in the loop and we had told them what we're going to do in Pakistan. Now they're also implying Chinese role in the entire warfare. The report suggests that Chinese satellites were used not only during the active war starting from 6th of this month, but from the day Pahalgam attack took place. That day even Chinese provided access to their satellites. I see a more direct role of these great powers in this region. Now, Ishaq Dar, who's gone to China, will also be joined by his Afghan counterpart, Muttaqi. And they're going to talk about Indian influence on the western borders. And that is, I guess, very, very important. When you accuse China of complicity, when you accuse Americans of complicity, you're also talking about their influence. And if you're talking about overt influence, then, you know, they can simply put their step forward and they can involve themselves more directly. So I think that is what is happening in the region at the moment. Dar's visit at this time in point geostrategically is very important because the Afghans are participating as well. And I am sure that they will come up with a solution on the western borders, minimizing India's role, reining in TTP, because there is no other way around.
That's all that we have, with the hope that the peace holds, the fragile peace that we talked about, the ceasefire holds, that sanity prevails, and the region is not drifted towards another very dangerous and fraught situation. But this being our hope, the fact that we presented before you is heavier than hope as we speak. Goodbye.